Welcome to Eie Britain, your gateway to the haunted heart of the United Kingdom. From eerie whispers in forgotten villages to spine-chilling tales of ancient cities, we uncover the ghostly secrets lurking in every corner of the UK. But this channel isn't just about our stories, it's about yours too. Have you experienced something unexplained? A haunting that sent shivers down your spine? Share your ghostly encounters with us and we might feature them in an upcoming video. Join our growing community of paranormal explorers. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a tale of restless spirits, haunted mansions or spine-tingling mysteries. Your voice matters. Comment or share your story. Let's uncover the truth behind the shadows together. So light a candle, gather your courage and become part of the story. Because the ghosts are waiting and their stories must be told.
The night descends upon Torquay Harbour, casting an eerie blanket over the quaint coastal town. A chill wind whips through the rigging of docked boats, their masts swaying like skeletal fingers against the inky sky. Moonlight struggles to penetrate the thick darkness, casting fractured beams upon the rippling water, giving the harbour an almost spectral glow. The scent of salt and seaweed hangs heavy in the air, tinged with an undercurrent of something unnameable, something unsettling. The normally bustling harbour, alive with the day's catch and fishermen's tales, now stands eerily deserted. Footsteps echo hollowly on the cobblestones, each sound magnified in the stillness. The silence is broken only by the gentle lapping of waves against the harbour wall, a constant rhythmic pulse that underscores the town's unease. For in the shadows, amongst the fishing nets and lobster pots, a presence lingers, unseen, unheard, but undeniably felt. Samuel Drayton, a man of the sea, knew the rhythms of the ocean like the back of his weathered hand. Born and raised in the shadow of Torquay Harbour, he had spent his life navigating its treacherous currents and reaping its bounty. His laughter lines, etched deep by the salty air and sun's glare, told tales of bountiful catches and narrow escapes. He was a giant of a man, with hands that could haul in nets bursting with fish and a heart as big as the ocean he loved. But one stormy night the sea he called home turned against him. His small fishing boat, caught in the tempest's fury, was swallowed whole by a monstrous wave. The storm raged for days, and when it finally abated, there was no sign of Samuel or his boat. Weeks turned into months, and the townsfolk of Torquay mourned the loss of their own. But the sea, it seemed, wasn't finished with Samuel Drayton. Whispers began to circulate, tales of a spectral figure seen on the harbour at night. A towering silhouette, illuminated by an ethereal glow, his form shifting like the mist that clung to the water. Some dismissed it as grief-stricken hallucinations, the town's collective sorrow manifesting in their minds. But others, those who knew the sea's capricious nature, felt a cold dread grip their hearts. They recognized the figure in their nightmares, Samuel Drayton, back from his watery grave. The Smuggler's Rest, a pub nestled on the harbour's edge, had always been Samuel's favourite haunt. Its warm lights and the scent of ale and brine had welcomed him after long days at sea. Now it became the epicentre of the unsettling events that plagued Torquay. Glasses would inexplicably shatter, sending shards flying across the room. Lights flickered and died, plunging the pub into an oppressive darkness. And then there were the whispers. Barely audible at first, like the wind whistling through the eaves, they grew louder, more insistent. They spoke of the storm, of the unforgiving sea, of a desperate struggle for life. The whispers, the townsfolk swore, was Samuel's voice, trapped in a perpetual loop of his final terrifying moments. The haunting presence wasn't confined to the harbour. Meadfoot Beach, a stretch of golden sand nestled beneath towering cliffs, became another site of spectral activity. Locals reported seeing a lone figure walking along the water's edge, his feet leaving no prints in the damp sand. He would pause, staring out at the churning sea, his form outlined against the dying light. Some claimed to hear the mournful strains of a sea shanty carried on the wind, the melody both beautiful and heartbreaking. The beach, once a place of joy and laughter, was now shrouded in an unsettling silence, as if holding its breath under the watchful gaze of the spectral fisherman.
Hold tight for tonight's next story.
Night falls upon Torquay. A blanket of darkness covers the seaside town, but one building stands defiant, bathed in the eerie glow of the moon. The Grand Victoria Hotel, its imposing Victorian facade a silhouette against the stormy sky. This isn't just a hotel, it's a time capsule, one that holds secrets, sorrow, and perhaps even something more sinister. Built in the grand style of the 1800s, the hotel has borne witness to generations. Laughter has echoed through its halls. Love has blossomed within its rooms. But tragedy too has left its mark. Guests whisper of cold spots, unexplained noises, and fleeting apparitions. They speak of a lingering presence, something unseen that watches from the shadows. Is it just the wind whistling through the eaves, or is it the echo of tormented souls unable to find peace? As the night deepens, one thing is certain: the Grand Victoria Hotel is more than just bricks and mortar. It is a vessel of countless stories. Some whisper of love and joy, others send chills down the spine. The air grows heavy with anticipation. The sea crashes against the rocks below, a constant reminder of the power that lies beyond our control. Tonight we delve into the chilling tales of the Grand Victoria Hotel. Brace yourself, for what you are about to read might just keep you awake. The Grand Victoria Hotel, with its ornate balconies and sweeping staircases, has a long and storied past. Built in 1839, it quickly became a favourite haunt of the Victorian elite. They flocked to its luxurious rooms, seeking respite from the city's grime, but beneath the veneer of opulence, a darkness lingered. One of the earliest recorded deaths at the hotel was that of a young chambermaid named Mary. She fell to her death from a fourth-floor window. Some say it was an accident. Others whisper of a broken heart and a desperate leap into the abyss. Whatever the truth, Mary's presence is still felt within the hotel's walls. Guests report seeing a young woman in a long grey dress. She drifts through the corridors, her sorrow palpable. Some have even claimed to have felt a cold hand brush against theirs as they walked the halls. Could it be Mary, searching for solace in the afterlife? Over the years, countless guests and staff have reported strange and unsettling occurrences. Footsteps echo down empty hallways. Whispers drift from unoccupied rooms. Doors slam shut with no explanation. The Grand Victoria Hotel, it seems, is a repository of restless spirits, trapped within its walls, their stories intertwined with the building's fabric. Room 306. Even the number sends shivers down the spines of those who dare utter it. This is where the story of a young bride unfolds, a tale steeped in sorrow and shrouded in mystery. She was a young bride on her honeymoon. She arrived at the Grand Victoria Hotel, her eyes sparkling with love and anticipation, but her happiness was short-lived. One stormy night, tragedy struck. Her husband James went for a walk along the cliffs. He never returned. Distraught, she waited for him in room 306. Days turned into weeks, her hope dwindling with each passing hour. Eventually, she received the news that James's body had been found at the foot of the cliffs. He had fallen to his death. Consumed by grief, she refused to leave the room. She stayed there for weeks, her sanity slowly unraveling. Guests in nearby rooms reported hearing her blood-curdling screams. They spoke of seeing a woman in a white nightgown, her face streaked with tears, standing at the window. Then, one day, she vanished without a trace. Some say she joined her beloved James in death, her spirit leaping from the same cliffs that claimed him. Others believe her grief was so profound that it tethered her soul to the room. To this day, room 306 remains the most haunted room in the hotel. Guests report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread upon entering. The temperature plummets, whispers seem to emanate from the walls, and some even claim to have seen the spectral figure of the bride still searching for her lost love. The tragedy of room 306 is perhaps the most well-known haunting at the Grand Victoria Hotel, but it is by no means the only one. Over the years, countless other tales of paranormal activity have surfaced, each more chilling than the last. One such story involves a phantom bellhop. Often seen in the hotel's grand lobby, he is said to be the spirit of a young man who died in a tragic accident. Guests describe him as a helpful and friendly presence, always willing to carry luggage or offer directions. But his helpful demeanor takes a sinister turn when guests try to tip him. He simply vanishes into thin air, leaving a chill in his wake. This vanishing act has become something of a legend at the hotel. Guests often report seeing him out of the corner of their eyes, always just out of reach, a fleeting glimpse into the spectral realm. But the hauntings are not confined to apparitions. Guests have reported disembodied voices, objects moving on their own, and even the feeling of being touched by unseen hands. Lights flicker and die, electronics malfunction, and a pervasive sense of unease hangs heavy in the air. The Grand Victoria Hotel is a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems to thin, where the past bleeds into the present, and where the restless spirits of those who came before make their presence known. If the upper floors of the Grand Victoria Hotel are unsettling, the basement is downright terrifying. This labyrinth of dark corridors and damp stone rooms is said to be the heart of the hotel's paranormal activity. It is here, in the cold, echoing darkness, that the true nature of the hauntings reveals itself. Staff members refuse to venture into the basement alone. Even the bravest maintenance workers hesitate before descending into its depths. They speak of cold spots so intense that their breath forms icy clouds in the air. They whisper of shadows that dance at the edge of their vision, and they tell of disembodied voices that seem to taunt them from the darkness. One particularly chilling tale involves a group of paranormal investigators who decided to spend the night in the basement. They set up their equipment, hoping to capture evidence of the spirits that haunted the hotel, but they got more than they bargained for. As the night wore on, the activity intensified. The temperature plummeted. Unexplained noises echoed through the darkness, and then the investigators' equipment began to malfunction. Batteries drained in seconds. Cameras shut down without warning, and audio recorders picked up the sound of disembodied voices whispering threats and obscenities. Terrified, the investigators fled the basement. They vowed never to return. To this day, the basement of the Grand Victoria Hotel remains a mystery, a place of darkness and dread, a place where the spirits of the dead hold sway.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't have nightmares.